Dawn of War 4 has officially been delayed, and today we'll look at the new release date, why they're delaying it, and get an idea of the post-release content map and what's to come while we wait. Before we begin, don't forget to show your support by giving this video a like, subbing to the channel, and leave a comment down below with your favorite Warhammer 40k faction. Now let's dive in, starting with the delay, when and why. Dawn of War 4 was set to release on September 17th, just under a month from now. But last week, King Art Games posted an update. They're delaying until December 3rd. That's a 3-month pushback. 3 months is no small amount of time. We're talking about a late third quarter release now becoming a late fourth quarter release. The reason is fairly straightforward though. They just need more time. Time to implement feedback, fix bug crashes, and other high priority developer procedures. In these sorts of scenarios, as most often the case, feature lock is already in place, where nothing new mechanically is implemented or removed. At least I hope that's the case here. Instead, this gives the dev team a solid 4 to 8 weeks of pure quality assurance and doing polish, doing the things just mentioned in the video, with the remaining time spent prepping for an inevitable day one patch and implementing perhaps any last minute localization needs from the previous 4 to 8 weeks worth of content. Any delay for a game of this scale should be taken as a healthy, positive sign from both the publisher and the developer. It's easy to recognize when a game isn't ready, but it's not so easy to make that actual call to delay it. Mid-September is an incredibly good spot, albeit also incredibly busy, to release a game like Dawn of War 4. And it shows both teams are willing to potentially forego some cold hard cash in the short term to create a better experience for launch that will, without a doubt, net them long-term sales and easily recoup any additional developer costs that can happen during this delay interim. As the saying goes, a delayed game is eventually good. A rushed game, it's bad forever. So big kudos to both teams for making that difficult choice that favors a better game, hopefully. What are you hoping that they work on most with this delay? Let me know by leaving a comment down below. With the delay though, we also get a solid look at the post-release plans. Now set exclusively in 2027, we have a lot of content coming for the game post-release, both in free content and paid DLC. Most notably, a free return to my all-time favorite mode from Dawn of War Dark Crusade, Crusade Mode. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with this, Crusade Mode is a blend of real-time battles and a turn-based campaign map, not unlike the original concepts of Total War and Total War Medieval and Total War Shogun. The map is broken up into regions, and moving your army to any one of those regions triggers a battle between you and the faction that currently possesses it. The best part is that your base still remains if you win, so say an enemy drops in once your army is away, you start with a significant advantage and maybe a full-scale base right from the start. Long story short, I'm very happy Crusade Mode is coming back. Then there's also Last Stand, which is a wave defense mode where you'll face increasingly harder enemy waves and earn experience, which should unlock new equipment and abilities to help you get deeper and deeper into those more difficult waves. Even better though, 2 commanders, in this case Lord Amnok of the Necrons and Guz Kutta from the Orcs, they each get their own versions of these 2 modes, offering their own unique objectives and their own bonuses to add to the already 4 commanders present with these modes in the base game on release. This is fantastic for the single player replayability, as it gives you a ton of content outside of the campaign itself. But that's not all for the free content. Each update contains its own map pack, and packs apply more than one, meaning a minimum of 8 new maps coming in the first half of 2027 alone, possibly more, which appeals heavily now to the skirmish and the multiplayer retention, which is always an essential element to consider for a fan base like Dawn of War. We're also set to get 2 paid DLCs on top of all of the free content. The Bloodraven Story Prologue DLC, unsurprisingly, takes place before Dawn of War 4's actual campaign, where the Bloodraven seek to rebuild their chapter on Aurelia, where they'll face some hard realities that lead them to their bloodied and battered start in the main campaign. The Aftermath DLC introduces an entirely new faction to Dawn of War 4, and although the team is being pretty secretive about who they're actually including, they do hint that after playing the campaign, we'll have a solid idea on who might be joining that chaos. It might actually be chaos now that I think about it. That's a world's worth of content coming post-release, which to me makes this delay even more significantly important. We need to let the team cook to make a better game so that they spend less time post-release fixing stuff and instead meet these 2027 deadlines to release some great sounding content that's hopefully as bug and crash free as possible. But what about us? What will we do while we wait? Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a selfish mindset to be thinking about what we, the community, will get in the meantime. But the only reason I mention it is because, well, the devs do it in the video itself. The deep dives and the gameplay videos, the faction clashes, those will continue to be released. And maybe now we'll get the chance to see much larger multiplayer battles instead of the simpler 1v1s. Maybe we'll get to see what kinds of feedback were implemented in a developer feedback overview video. Heck, they've got some time to set the game up for a brief but intensive open beta weekend to really broaden the scope of what they need to fix with this delay. Now, I don't envy a marketing team that suddenly has 3 months of content to create in order to satiate the Dawn of War community, but I'm also not going to complain about getting more details on the game while we wait. Again, delays always suck, but at least, for once, the community sees the need and, the most part, seems completely alright with such a release pushback. Those are rare wins in today's gaming industry, so I hope that both King Art Games and Deep Silver can take a breath and a sigh of relief and get to work making Dawn of War 4 even better than it was going to be. What are you most excited for in Dawn of War 4? Let me know in the comments section down below. And if you enjoyed the video, show your support by giving it a like, subbing to the channel, and doing all these things helps shoot this video into the YouTube algorithm, and it also helps the channel immensely. Thank you so much for watching. This is Havoc, and I'll see you in the next one.